There is something about the final stretch that makes you question everything. Your strength feels low. Your patience feels thin. Your faith feels tested. You've come too far to quit, but you're too tired to keep running like you used to. And that tension you feel, that pressure, that weight, that shaking in your spirit is not a sign that you're losing. It's a sign that you're close. The final stretch is never comfortable. When a runner sees the finish line, that's when the burn intensifies. That's when the lungs scream. That's when the legs feel like they can't take one more step. But what they don't realize is that the pain is proof of proximity. You only feel that kind of resistance when you're nearing something greater than where you started. Some of you have been under pressure like never before. Doors closed, people walked away, plans fell apart. You prayed and didn't see immediate results. You sowed and waited on harvest. You stood firm when it would have been easier to compromise. And now you're asking, why is it harder now than when I began? Because you're not at the beginning anymore. You are in the final stretch. The enemy doesn't fight what isn't a threat. Storms don't rage over empty ground. The intensity increased because the impact of your next season is bigger than anything you've experienced before. What's ahead of you is not small. It's not ordinary. It's not average. And it requires a stronger version of you. That's why you've been stretched. Stretching is uncomfortable. It pulls you beyond your preference. It forces you to grow in areas you ignored. It teaches you discipline when you wanted comfort. It builds endurance when you asked for ease. But stretching never destroys you, it develops you. The final stretch is a stage in life that feels heavier than anything that came before it. You've already run the race for a long time, and every step has tested your strength, your patience, and your endurance. But there's something about this particular moment, the space between where you are and where you are going, that seems almost unbearable. Your muscles ache, your mind questions your ability. Your spirit whispers that maybe you've given all you can give, yet this weight, this heaviness, this sense of being stretched beyond your limits is not a signal that you are losing. It is proof that you are on the edge of something monumental. When a runner approaches the finish line, that is when every muscle, every fiber, every ounce of energy is tested the most. They can see the end, and suddenly every step requires more than before. The body resists, the heart races, the lungs burn. But the very fact that this resistance exists is an indication of how close they are to victory in life. The final stretch operates in the same way. The greater the blessing that is about to manifest, the greater the opposition, the stronger the pressure, the more intense the stretching. It is the universe or God preparing you for what you cannot yet see. Many of you have felt moments where the burden seems heavier than the reward, where every step forward feels like 2 steps back. You may have prayed for relief, for clarity, for a breakthrough, and yet nothing seems to change. Doors remain closed. Plans appear delayed. Opportunities seem elusive. It is in these moments that the final stretch is most pronounced. And it is in these moments that you must remember that proximity to your blessing always comes with pressure. The closer you are to your purpose, the more opposition you will face. Resistance in the final stretch is not a reflection of inadequacy. It is a reflection of significance. You only feel this intensity because what is coming is bigger than what you have experienced before. It is larger than your comfort zone, greater than your current understanding, and beyond what you could have accomplished without being stretched. Pressure is not punishment. Resistance is not rejection. This is preparation. This is the moment where your endurance, your faith, and your determination are being sharpened, polished, and strengthened in ways that only the final stretch can achieve. The final stretch forces you to dig deeper than you ever thought possible. It challenges your faith when circumstances seem unclear. It tests your persistence when the outcome is uncertain. It calls for resilience when the natural response is surrender. Every step, every struggle, every ounce of effort you put in now is shaping you for the magnitude of the blessing that is coming. It stretches your capacity, stretches your understanding, stretches your spirit, and stretches your belief in what is possible. You may feel like giving up, like stepping aside, or like slowing down. You may wonder why the road is so hard at the very moment you are closest to victory. But the truth is, this intensity is a sign that you are almost there, that the breakthrough is imminent, and that the reward awaiting you is worth every ounce of effort, every tear, every late night, and every unanswered prayer you have endured. Pressure and resistance in life are often misunderstood. Many people see them as signs of failure, as signals that they are on the wrong path, or as confirmation that their efforts are in vain. But the truth is that pressure and resistance are not indicators that you are losing. They are signs that you are on the right track, that you are advancing toward something significant, and that your life is on the verge of transformation. When life pushes back, it is not to punish you, it is to prepare you for what you are about to receive. Resistance comes in many forms. It can appear as people who doubt you, opportunities that close, or obstacles that seem insurmountable. It can feel like your prayers are unanswered, your plans are delayed, or your efforts are unnoticed. You may ask yourself, why is it so hard now when I have tried so diligently? Why is the journey so challenging when I am doing everything right? The answer is that resistance only appears when the stakes are high. Nothing significant ever comes easily, and anything that is worth having will always face opposition. The greater the blessing, the greater the pressure, the closer you are to your breakthrough, the more the universe or God tests your endurance, your patience, and your faith. Resistance forces you to rise above your limitations. It pushes you to discover strengths you did not know you possessed. It stretches your faith when the natural inclination is to doubt. It refines your character when shortcuts might seem tempting. Resistance is not your enemy. It is your training ground, your classroom, your forge. The fire of resistance is what shapes ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Consider the times in your life when you achieved something remarkable. Was the path smooth and effortless? Or was it filled with challenges that forced you to dig deeper, to rely on faith, and to refuse to quit? The obstacles you faced were not there to stop you. They were there to ensure that you were fully prepared for the responsibility and magnitude of the blessing that awaited you. Resistance reveals the depth of your commitment. It separates those who are willing to endure from those who settle for comfort. Every time you encounter resistance, it is an opportunity to strengthen your perseverance, to sharpen your focus, and to deepen your trust in the process. It is a reminder that life's greatest rewards are never given to those who quit at the first sign of difficulty. Pressure and resistance test the limits of your courage and the strength of your belief. They demand that you rise above fear, doubt, and distraction. When you understand that resistance is not rejection, you begin to see life differently. You start to see obstacles as stepping stones, delays as preparation, and opposition as validation that you are moving in the right direction. Resistance is proof that your next level is near, that your blessing is on the horizon, and that your faith is being strengthened to carry the weight of what is coming. Setbacks are often misunderstood in life. When things don't go as planned, when doors close unexpectedly, when relationships fail, or when opportunities slip away, it's natural to feel frustrated, confused, or even defeated. Many people interpret these moments as signs that they are being denied, that they are missing their chance, or that their dreams are over. But setbacks are rarely what they seem. In reality, setbacks are preparation. They are positioning. They are God's way of making sure that when the blessing arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. It teaches you patience when you want instant results. It teaches you endurance when giving up feels easier. It teaches you trust when circumstances seem unclear. Setbacks force you to pause, reflect, and adjust. They redirect your path not to punish you, but to guide you toward a route that aligns with your destiny. Many people never realize that what they perceive as failure was actually a carefully designed preparation for something far greater than they could have imagined. Consider the times you faced disappointment in your life. Perhaps a job opportunity fell through. Maybe a relationship ended. Perhaps a project you poured your heart into didn't succeed. In the moment, it felt like rejection, like denial. But later, when you look back, you can see how that very setback redirected you toward a better opportunity, a more fruitful path, or a stronger version of yourself. The pain of the setback was temporary, but the lesson, the growth, and the positioning were permanent. Setbacks also build character. They stretch you beyond your comfort zone. They challenge your mindset and your perspective. They reveal what you are truly capable when everything around you seems uncertain. They separate those who are willing to grow through difficulty from those who give in to despair. Every setback is a stepping stone designed to prepare you for the magnitude of what is coming. When you face setbacks, it's important to remember that timing is often different from expectation. What seems like a delay may actually be perfect timing. What feels like denial may actually be divine direction. What appears as a closed door may actually be a preparation for a door that will open wider than you ever imagined. Your setbacks are not punishments. They are carefully orchestrated positioning moments. Faith and perspective become your greatest tools during these moments. The ability to see beyond the immediate disappointment allows you to recognize the larger picture. Setbacks, when understood correctly, transform from sources of discouragement into catalysts for growth, preparation, and alignment with your purpose. Every step you take through difficulty is a step closer to your blessing, and the setbacks you encounter are milestones that mark the path to something far bigger than you currently see. Development always comes before elevation. Many people desire success, promotion, recognition, or breakthrough, but they want it without the process that prepares them for it. They want the reward without the refinement, the blessing without the building, the elevation without the effort. Life, however, has a principle that cannot be skipped. Before you rise, you must be developed. Before you are lifted, you must be strengthened. Before the blessing comes, the preparation is required. Every stage of development is intentional. It may feel difficult, uncomfortable, or even unfair, but it is necessary. It stretches your mind, challenges your character, and tests your faith. You are being shaped in ways you cannot yet see. The patience you are learning now will help you handle responsibility later. The humility you are practicing now will prepare you to lead without pride. The endurance you are building now will sustain you when the pressures of your next season arrive. Every moment of development is equipping you for the elevation that awaits. Often, people misunderstand setbacks, delays, or obstacles as failures, but they are actually critical parts of development. When you face trials, your response matters more than the trial itself. Do you complain, quit, or compromise? Or do you persevere, grow, and trust the process. The way you navigate development determines the quality and sustainability of your elevation. Elevation is not just about reaching the next level. It is about being capable of thriving in it without falling apart. Development also teaches wisdom. It forces you to learn lessons that success alone cannot teach. Through challenge, you learn discernment, resilience, and strategic thinking. You learn to navigate life with grace, patience, and integrity. Development is not a punishment. It is a preparation that transforms potential into reality, readiness into execution, and desire into destiny. The work you do in this phase is invisible in the moment, but it is foundational for everything that follows. It's easy to get discouraged when elevation seems delayed. You see others rising while you remain in preparation, and doubt begins to creep in. But the truth is, elevation without development is temporary. Anyone can rise quickly, but only those who are developed can sustain their rise and handle the responsibilities, pressures, and challenges that come with it. The refinement you experience now ensures that your breakthrough is not just a momentary victory, but a lasting triumph. As you continue on your journey, recognize the value of every lesson, every challenge, and every moment of growth. The processes that feel uncomfortable or unnecessary are the very things that are preparing you for something greater than you have ever imagined. Every trial is shaping your character, every delay is sharpening your faith, and every lesson is readying you for a level of elevation that matches your potential. Persistence in faith during difficulty is one of the most powerful forces you can cultivate in your life. There are moments when circumstances seem overwhelming, when the challenges are relentless, and when every logical explanation points to giving up. Yet it is in these moments that persistence becomes your greatest ally. To persist in faith is not just to believe when life is easy, it is to believe when the odds are stacked against you, when the path is unclear, and when your spirit is weary. True faith is tested in the pressure, and your persistence now determines the magnitude of what is coming. When difficulties arise, it is natural to question why. You may ask why your prayers seem unanswered, why doors remain closed, or why the weight of life feels heavier than it should. These questions are not signs of weakness. They are indicators that your faith is being stretched. Faith that is never challenged cannot grow. Persistence in the face of difficulty stretches your belief, strengthens your character, and aligns your heart with the promises that lie ahead. The longer you endure with faith, the stronger your foundation becomes. Faith without persistence is like planting seeds without tending them. You can plant with hope, but if you do not water, nurture, and protect the seeds, they will not grow. Similarly, your faith must be persistent. It must be maintained through prayer, action, and unwavering belief even when results are not immediately visible. Persistence creates momentum. It builds resilience. It demonstrates to the universe or to God that you are serious about the blessing that is meant for you. Many people give up too soon, abandoning their faith when the situation seems hopeless. They do not realize that the breakthrough is often closest when they feel like quitting. The trials you face are not random. They are designed to prepare you, refine you, and separate temporary effort from committed devotion. Those who persist through difficulty gain more than just the reward. They gain strength, wisdom, and the ability to handle the very blessing they are pursuing. Persistence in faith also inspires perseverance in action. It pushes you to take consistent steps, to continue sowing, to continue believing, and to continue moving even when the path is unclear. It is the combination of belief and effort, of trust and endurance, that transforms potential into reality. Your faith is not passive, it is active, alive, and dynamic. It works in harmony with your persistence to create results that surpass expectation. The beauty of persistent faith is that it never goes unnoticed. Every tear, every prayer, every act of obedience, even when unseen by others, is recorded and honored. The universe aligns, opportunities shift, and doors open in ways that would never occur without the steadfastness of a heart that refuses to quit. Persistence in faith during difficulty ensures that when your breakthrough arrives, you are not only ready to receive it, but also capable of walking in it with strength, humility, and gratitude. The blessing coming is always bigger than your past pain, mistakes, or doubts. Many people carry the weight of yesterday into the present, believing that past failures define their future. They replay regrets, relive disappointments, and allow fear to whisper that they are not worthy of success. But the truth is, your past does not determine your destiny. Your history is not the final chapter. It is the preparation ground for the greatness that is about to manifest. The magnitude of your blessing is designed to outweigh every setback you endured, every mistake you made, every wrong turn, and every failure has taught you a lesson you could not have learned any other way. Those experiences have shaped your character, strengthened your resilience, and sharpened your understanding of what is truly valuable. When the blessing arrives, it will not come to someone unchanged. It comes to someone who has endured, learned, and grown, someone whose past has prepared them for the responsibility of receiving it fully. Your pain was not a punishment. It was preparation. Your mistakes were not disqualifications. They were instructions. Your doubts were not barriers. They were tests of faith that refined your heart. Doubt is often the greatest thief of blessings. It tempts you to question whether you are ready, whether you are capable, or whether you even deserve the success you seek. But doubt only has power if you allow it to define you. The truth is that what is coming is bigger than every no you've received, every delay you've endured, and every moment you thought you weren't enough. The blessing is designed to exceed your expectations, surpass your fears, and overshadow every limitation you once believed was permanent. When you understand that your blessing is bigger than your past, you can step into it with confidence rather than hesitation. You no longer measure your worth by previous failures, but by the potential that has been growing within you all along. You no longer fear rejection or disappointment because you recognize that the universe or God has something prepared that transcends every obstacle. Your past was not meant to hold you back. It was meant to position you for a victory so great that it would overwhelm anyone who had not been prepared. This understanding allows you to embrace every step of the journey, even when it is uncomfortable. It allows you to persevere through challenges, knowing that the reward waiting at the end is more powerful than any difficulty you faced. It allows you to believe that no matter what has happened, the future holds a blessing that is bigger, brighter, and more transformative than anything you have yet experienced. Every tear, every setback, every doubt, every mistake, they are all being outweighed by what is coming. And your faith in that promise is what will carry you to the fullness of it. As we step back and look at the journey, one truth stands above all else: the struggles, the setbacks, the resistance, and the stretching were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to prepare you. Every moment of pressure was shaping your character. Every delay was positioning you, and every challenge was refining your faith. The final stretch you are walking through is not a sign of failure. It is proof that you are on the brink of a breakthrough that is bigger than anything you have imagined. Your persistence, your endurance, and your unwavering faith have been developing you for elevation. Your past mistakes, your doubts, and your pains have been outweighed by the promise of the blessing that is coming. Every obstacle you faced has been a stepping stone. Every tear has watered your growth, and every trial has prepared you for this moment. You are being stretched because what is ahead requires strength, maturity, and readiness beyond what you've known before. Do not misinterpret the difficulty. Do not let the struggle make you shrink. Instead, see it as a sign that your blessing is near, that your breakthrough is imminent, and that the favor waiting for you is far greater than the fight you have endured. Hold fast to your faith. Press through the resistance and keep running the race with endurance. The promise is certain. The final stretch, with all its intensity, is leading you to a blessing too big to carry in your old mindset, too powerful to ignore, and too transformative to pass you by. Every step, every moment of perseverance, every ounce of faith is bringing you closer to the reality of God's favor, to the manifestation of your dreams, and to the breakthrough that you have been believing for. This is your time. The struggles were necessary. The preparation was essential. The stretching was intentional. And now, as you run this final stretch, the blessing is coming, and it is coming big.